All right, what do you got, Kenny?
So from the years 2015 to just last year, we have not seen an NCAA college football video game. So
it's taking over the world, Kenny.
It is taking over the world. So what we're going to do is let's reminisce on who would have been on the cover of each of these games had they come out starting in 2015, the year it disappeared.
Is it possible that I'm correct here, which would be amazing because I don't play video games? The last one before it got taken away, was that the one Denard Robinson was on the cover?
That is correct.
Wow.
That is correct.
So the first one for 2015, they give it to Johnny Manziel. They're saying that not picking Aaron Donald was extremely difficult, but he had larger-than-life video game-like performance.
Johnny Manziel was Patrick Mahomes in college football. Mm-hmm. That was a magical time and a magical year, the day they beat Bama. Oh. The scrambles, the Fran Tarkenton-like plays, the Brett Favre-like plays. Manziel he was bigger than life.
God,
and to do it as a redshirt freshman.
How much NIL would that dude get today?
I'll say it with no hesitation. $5 million a year. I think he would easily be making $5 million.
Pretty much.
But Aaron Donald, you knew him as a good football player. He didn't own college football.
Do you know they say he wasn't even the best, highest rated player on his team? It was some wide receiver from Pitt. Some wide receiver. I forgot his name.
Back in 2010 from Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ponder. Kenny, go ahead. 2016.
2016 would have been Melvin Gordon III. In contention also was Zeke Elliott, Marcus Mariota also on the list.
See, Mariota's the easy pick. He was the All-American kid, personable, on a high-flying team, a Heisman Trophy candidate, and he was a quarterback. Mariota or Zeke Elliott would have been the cover guy, to me. And I admit this, I can't believe Mariota's terrible in the pros. I thought he was going to be good. I'm dumb.
One of their reasoning behind this one was his rushing yards are second most in college football in one season, behind only Barry Sanders. So they had to give it to him for that reason.
Whatever. He's a Wisconsin scumbag.
And number 17 for college football 17 would have been Derrick Henry. Again, Zeke Elliott was on this list. Given his stature and overall imprint on the postseason, this wasn't a tough one at all.
See, 17 was a special year. I honestly think the cover of the game, it could have been D'Antonio's balls. You know, to bounce back from 3-9, and all of a sudden, boom, State's back, 10 wins, beats Michigan in Ann Arbor. What if it was just D'Antonio's plums right on the cover of the game? That would have been for me. You can keep Derrick Henry. Plus, how do you fit him? Derrick Henry's the size of a transformer. How the hell you put him on a box? Have you ever seen Derrick Henry in real life?
No.
It's like you're standing next to Shaquille O'Neal. Okay? You're looking at a Calvin Johnson type human.
He's got the thighs of like Barry Sanders.
Not human. You're standing next to someone you think was built in a lab. Kenny, 2018.
2018, Mike, your boy Lamar Jackson. He said their reasoning is he would have been one of the most dominant players, the closest video game player to Michael Vick back in the Madden days.
All true. All true. And I remember Lamar's first game. They were playing, I think it was at Jerry World, and he got put into the game as a true freshman and got absolutely cut in half. I mean, obliterated by the sidelines. They were talking about this highly recruited kid, Lamar Jackson. We're getting to see him.
Right.
And you go, this kid's going to die. For him to turn into what he turned into, it is remarkable. But he would have been the cover athlete. And again, you want to talk NIL? If Caleb Williams made $10 million, does Lamar get that?
Yeah. Probably.
Kenny, this is where you talk. It's radio.
2019, we have Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
One of the closest things to Reggie Bush we've seen in terms of stats and numbers.
Winner.
Bradley Chubb, Denzel Ward also in the conversation.
No, they're out. Baker all day in the golden cowboy hat from the Red River Shootout. Yes. 100% one of my favorite college football players of all time. The best is when the Kansas players wouldn't shake his hand. Okay, watch this.
Well, you got to love when he went at the shoe when he planted the flag.
Also awesome. All of it's awesome.
Great.
One of the great Rose Bowls ever, too, in the playoff.
That was an amazing game.
Phenomenal game.
That was a game that I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Very nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Number 20.
COVID.
Kyler Murray. Trevor Lawrence and Tua were also in the conversation for this one, but
Don't
they
you
landed.
think it's Lawrence? Wouldn't Trevor Lawrence with the flowing locks be on the cover there?
You would think.
To me, it's Lawrence. Remember, it used to be one cover athlete. I don't know what they were doing with 3 this year.
Well, they're making up for lost time.
I guess.
The 21st cover would be Joe Burrow. Just a historic performance in that season. Very difficult to argue with that.
Greatest single season I've ever watched for any offensive player. I don't remember, nor was it televised if you lived in upstate New York, Barry Sanders in like 88. The best season I've ever been alive for has to be Burrow. In the SEC, throwing for like 6,000 yards. It was unbelievable. It was, in fact, a video game.
By the way, the pit receiver I was referring to is Devin Street, if you remember him.
I could have sat here till 6 o'clock. I never would have come up with that. Thank you for that. Kenny, 2022.
22, we have Devonta Smith. The other in the conversation were Kyle Trask and Mac Jones, but they landed on Devonta Smith.
What an awful season.
Oh, my God.
The Slim Reaper? Okay. By the way, question.
Yes.
I just thought of this because Devonta Smith plays in Philly.
Yeah.
And I've never experienced this. Do you know he's addicted to Wawa?
Yes. Well, that's for good reason.
Okay, is Wawa sandwiches better than pub subs? Wawa versus Publix. But I've heard that obviously, Devonta Smith weighs 170 pounds.
Yes.
He can't put weight on.
Wawa's amazing.
All right, so he's addicted to these Wawa sandwiches.
Yes. The Wawa hoagies, Wawa whatever.
All right, Wawa versus pub subs. You ever had a Publix sub?
Yeah.
Publix subs are unbelievable. Kenny, you're a sandwich connoisseur.
You had me at sub.
I will tell you, pub subs, better than any sub chain you have. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sorry.
Of course, they're only in Florida or parts of the South.
Yeah, I think there's one opening in Lexington, Kentucky. But no, we don't have that up here. But yes, pub subs. Kenny,
here's a sandwich. It's very far away.
We need Wawa here.
Kenny, go back to your roots. You're Southern. There's meth somewhere in the ancestry. Get yourself pub sub.
Where's the flag? Somebody throw a flag. And last year's, and this is going to cause some controversy, I believe, they're putting Aiden Hutchinson on last year's cover.
I don't have a problem with it.
On last year's?
Yeah, oftentimes they would put a player who's already graduated on the game.
Okay.
I don't have an issue with it. I'm not mad about it.
Who is also...
Now, this year, it should have been Caleb Williams.
If they were going to put somebody...
If they were going to go that route. Now, the fact that they've licensed active players, I'm sorry, it's absurd your guy's on the cover. Okay. It just is. But there are a couple of U of M people...
Lakers!
Yeah. Backup running back shouldn't be on the team.
Yeah, and Stoney, to answer the question you were about to ask, they said there wasn't an abundance of dominant quarterbacks that they would have put on the cover, so Aiden gets the nod.
Like, to me, it was simple this year. You're putting Shador or Travis Hunter or Quinn Ewers or Milroe. Like, I just couldn't find my way to Donovan. But I don't care.
Right.
Who even buys the game anymore? You just download it. It's not like you got to look at the box.
True. Good point.
But yes. Now, here's a fun one. Kenny. Notice throughout the history of this, not a single Georgia Bulldog has graced the cover.
It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
No Carson Beck.
No Stetson Bennett.
You know I love Bennett. I have to fall in love with Beck. Beck's got to show me he can win a big game. Come on. That's fair.
You're not wrong, and it pains me to agree with that. But
I know. Just show me.
This year, I think, after similar offense again, we have one more year, one more crack at it. I think we're there.
Okay. Meanwhile, my team's got an over-under in Vegas of 4.5.
Over!
Really?
Yeah.
Hope you're right. All right. Nice little table touch on college football. Hope you're enjoying the game.